Sorry. Hello, everybody. Hello, Memphis. This is a cool establishment. I love that you guys serve wine. It's cool. Right. All right. I'm a beer guy myself. Actually, my doctor wants me to quit drinking beer. He told me this last week in my physical with him. He said, every time you drink a beer, it's like eating a sandwich. I'm like, I don't really agree with you on that. Because I've never had 14 sandwiches. and then tried to fight my dad. Yeah. No, I've never fought my dad before. My dad's actually 6'2", and my mom is a blonde-haired, green-eyed woman. So I'm adopted. So adopted. I'm adopted from the Philippines, actually. Really great Asian country. If you don't know anything about the Philippines, here's 2 things you should know. Our top exports are rice and marriages with members of the U.S. Navy. So I'm very pro-U.S. Very, very. I love my family very much. They raised me to be Christian. I'm a Christian today. I know that's brave to say in this Christian restaurant, but here I am. I also grew up a big fan of grunge music. So growing up, I was a big fan and went to Christian grunge concerts. That's an interesting situation. That's a crowd full of guys who are mad at their dad, but not the father. So, it's good to be here in Memphis. I'm not originally from Tennessee. I actually moved down to Nashville from Fargo, North Dakota. Thank you. It never gets applause. I feel like the state motto of North Dakota should just be, "We exist." So when I told my friends and family I was going to move down to Nashville, the first question I got from those friends and family in Fargo was, "Oh, John, are you pursuing country music?" I was like, "Yes, how did you know?" There's a lot of country music stars that look exactly like this, so... I think I will make a country music album, and I'm going to call it Kung Fu Cowboy. And the number 1 hit's going to be called I've Got Friends in Rope Races. So... You'd buy it. All right. I moved down here to Tennessee with my wife. My wife is also a comedian. Fun fact about my wife, she's also 4 inches shorter than I am, and I am 5 feet tall. So we get free parking. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Now, my wife, who is an adult woman, by the way, we look very young when we're together. In fact, I remember I ran an open mic in Nashville where you just put your name on a list and you can do comedy on stage. A comic I had never met before, he saw me talking to my wife, and then she walked away, and he came up to me and was like, "Hey, dude, I got a question. Can I swear on stage? Because you were just talking to a little girl 5 seconds ago, and I don't want to get in trouble with you." Now, what I should have said is, "Don't worry about it. That's my 26-year-old wife. You can do what you want." But I wasn't thinking, so dumb me said, "Don't worry about it, man. I married her." So... And that night, I'm at the Davidson County Sheriff's Office. My wife and I, we got married in Dixon, Tennessee. It was a very small ceremony. We had a hard time planning the reception. We had never done that before, obviously. So for 60 people, my wife thought we should order 600 beers for the reception. And I said, that's a little high. And she was like, well, what do you think we should have? I was like, I don't know. Probably a meeting now. That would be a good way to start this off. Ask why everyone's drinking 10 beers a person. That'd be... But here's the thing. We had 60 people at the wedding. 12 of them were the bridal party, and they were all stand-up comedians, which means that speeches and the reception, it was kind of like this. If you were... What was disappointing is my best man, he bombed his speech, and then he had the nerve to say, this crowd stinks to me. I was like, you mean my whole family? Thank you so much. Thank you, John. Thank you. I haven't always been a comedian, actually, so I started out in entertainment doing something else, and I'd like to show you guys that actually right now. Once again, I am married. Before I was a comedian, I was a professional yo-yo player for 15 years. And because of that response, I do comedy now. Yeah. I've been a professional yo-yo player for so many years, and I actually competed in contests all over the nation. People would always ask me when I started comedy, what's a yo-yo contest like? I'd always tell them the loser is always the audience, so that's fun. No, what's really interesting about yo-yoing is that I have a unique way that I have to store them when I travel. In fact, I have to store them in this type of case, and TSA thinks this is a bomb most of the time because of how uniquely aligned all these items are. This last week I was traveling to Arkansas, and I flew there, and at the airport they were like, "What's in this case?" And I said, "You're just gonna blow your mind." I did. That was my first mistake. So I opened the case, and they're like, "Oh, it's yo-yos. You mind showing us a trick?" So I did, but I did not know this. The night before, my nephew, he took all the strings off the yo-yos because he's 2. And so I threw the yo-yo really hard, and it just went across the Nashville airport. And then I was just staring at the TSA guy for like 30 seconds, and I just was like, you can just shoot me now if you want to. He was like, no, you're just going to be on a list of people we think are huge nerds. Yeah. People ask me sometimes how many yo-yos do I have. I've been at it for 15 years. The most yo-yos I've ever had is I had 600 yo-yos at one point in time. And this is how that happens. When you win a yo-yo contest, you don't win money. You win more yo-yos. That's like winning an eating contest, and your prize is the leftovers. Okay, I'll do this and I'll get out of here. So we've all played with a yo-yo before, right? So what, you guys probably know the name of this trick then right here, right? Around the world, yep. How about this one? Walk the dog. Cool. I just kept going with it. So this one's called roller coaster. But when I was 14, I renamed it Every Friday Night in middle school because I have no friends. This one's also another one some of you might know, called Rock Baby, Rock Cradle. Yep. This next trick that I learned is actually my favorite. This one's called How I Got Out of a DUI Last Summer. Maybe not tonight. Here's the thing though. Like when he pulled me over, it was in Wisconsin. He was like, "Oh, I showed him that trick." He's like, "That's great and all, but it smells like a brewery in here." And I was like, "I'm not gonna lie to you, officer. I had 14 sandwiches earlier tonight." Thank you guys so much. I'm John Narum.